The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNCNow.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We're here not only to help you see the new you, but for you to be the new you. I'm Mras, live streaming from Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and you're watching Season 4, Special Edition 2-year celebration of TNC. Well, hello and welcome to Mental Shift. My name is Mras, and I'm so glad you joined me today. Now, I have no guest today because we have a special show. This is the 2-year celebration of TNC. And what's so excited about it is that it's been 2 years. And I joined ever so slightly after that when they first started. And when I wanted to talk today about how all this started with me and TNC. And if you watch the description, I said that it was about the power of yes, the power of yes, and that timing is crucial, and how procrastination can kill dreams. Now, what am I talking about? Well, TNC started. Now, how many times has someone asked you to do something and you went, well, I don't know, maybe I'll think about it. Oh, I don't know if I can actually do this, or whatever the questions in your mind were. Yeah, I'm back. So anyways, you had things go through your head. Now, if you watch my show often, you do see that I'm in a different place. I'm normally in Colorado Springs, but I'm traveling, and right now I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. And so what I wanted to share with you is the power of yes, and how TNC helped me, guided me to be more in that yes mode. And how that yes mode and not procrastinating and using your gut instinct to make decisions can change your life. And TNC is part of that. Now, we were in, let's say, the middle of the pandemic. And as a global speaker, as a coach, as an author, a lot of my business that I do ended because of COVID. I travel, I speak. COVID stopped all of that. Now, when those kind of things happen, what do? For me, I was looking for another way to find people, how to help people, how to reach out. And luckily for me, that came into the form of social media. Here, right here, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and whatever all those other things were that came out during our lockdown. And what that did is, instead of stifling who I was, it helped me amplify who I was and who and what I bring to the world. What do you bring to the world? What did that shutdown do to you? Was it a shutdown where you started saying no to everything? Or was it a shutdown that you went, "Where can I go and what can I do differently?" There's a shift in mindset when you think of things like that. When you look at a situation that's technically bad, how can I make something good out of it? TNC was brought to life from that. The new channel was brought out of despair in order to help people, how to guide people. TNC came to life because people with big hearts wanted to give back to the world and help lift up those of us who were struggling with the lockdown. TNC would not exist if it wasn't for COVID. Think of it. TNC came to be as people who were wanting to help guide others and help reach out and uplift the spirits of other people who they couldn't reach. They created the channel to reach you, to reach you, to help you through your tough times, and to help you see the new you and find hope in despair. I found TNC because one of the founders reached out to me before COVID and said, "I would love to have you when you come to visit the Philippines again. I'd love for you to come speak at one of my events." And I said, "I'd love to." And then shortly later, that's when COVID hit. And he wrote me, "Good morning," and said, "How do we get you to speak in the Philippines? I'd love for you to come on my show on TNC." And Apple is one of the founders. And she help bring this to life when all of us were locked down and in despair. TNC grew to help you see the new you. Well, they explained this to me and said, "We would love for you to join TNC also." And here I was as a podcaster here in Colorado I was just thinking how badly I wanted to reach more people and how many more people needed inspiration across the world. And I was given that gift in TNC. Mental Shift was already a podcast, and I moved it to TNC so I can inspire and lift and help other people like you be the new you, find the new you. Or as I always say, be the best version of you unapologetically. TNC helped me bring Mental Shift to more people in the world. Now, my whole topic today is the power of yes and how procrastination can cancel out dreams. I know with TNC, I immediately said yes. Now, when people say, "Well, do you want to do? Would you like to?" Take that gut feeling that you get. Yes, it was an amazing way how TNC came to be, and that you brought people like me into your world so I can share more with the rest of the people you were serving. Now, if I had that hesitation, the procrastination, and said, "You know what? I really would like to bring my stories and my inspiration to more people, but it's in the Philippines, and there's a time chance, and maybe I shouldn't do that because I could have easily procrastinated. I could have easily not done anything. I could have easily been an avoider and said, "You know what? Yeah, it's the Philippines. The time change is too different. I mean, I would have to speak at 7:30 at night. That's like 9:30 in the morning or whatever, 10:30 in the morning in the Philippines. It would be too difficult to do it." Or I could be the optimist and say, "You know what? I could probably do it if this happened and if this happened and if this happened," but never do it. Procrastination. And then, of course, the other one would be the pleaser. I could say, "Oh, I would love to do that, but I'll be on. I could do it on Tuesday." And then when Tuesdays come around, "Oh, I'm busy. Maybe next week Tuesday." That's a different form of procrastination. Instead, what I said was, "Yes." What's the time change? What are the open slots? Okay. In the Philippines, these are open slots. And then I adjusted them to my time zone in America and said, these times I could do. I could do these days. And then what I did is I adjusted me to be able to speak at 7:30 at night so I could serve those in Asia during the morning. Now, what you don't understand, and what if you haven't followed me, what you may not understand is I have a brain injury. After 3 o'clock, I don't really speak very logically a lot. I can do karaoke because there's words on the screen and I just read them. That's different. But when I'm on a show, I have to be logical. I have to be cognizant of time. And so what I did is in order to serve TNC and those that they serve on TNC, I adjust my day on Tuesdays so that I wake up later, so that I can shift my clock during the day so that 7:30 at night my brain doesn't think is late, so that I can continue to serve. And then on the next day for me, Wednesday for you right now in the Philippines, hi Sally, is that I wake up later so that my day is shifted on Tuesday nights so that I can serve the people like you who want to be the best version of you every day unapologetically. So the power of yes is magical. And so often we let procrastination hold us back. And what I'm encouraging you all tonight is jump, go do it. Don't be afraid. You can do it afraid. The important thing is to move. When the universe brings something into your cognizance, to your world, to you to be aware of, if it gives you an idea and you do, that's a really good idea. Yeah, but I'm going to wait. What happens is someone else takes the idea. Someone else has given that idea and they move instead. When an idea is brought to you, or if an opportunity is brought to you, say yes, figure it out. The old me would say, well, I'd love to, but I need a certification, or, oh, I don't have a lot of experience with that. So maybe, in 2 months when or, oh, I need education for that, or, oh, whatever the excuse is, stop it. You see, no one will offer you something. Let's say TNC, a show on TNC. TNC serves millions of people. The inner critic in me could have said, you've got a brain injury, don't do that. You might look stupid online. You're talking live to an audience every week. I mean, what if you mess up? Or I could do the opposite. Yes, Apple, I'd love to do it. Don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to do it. What I did is you figure it out on the way. The universe and people who offer you opportunities don't offer them to you because they see lack. It's because they see abundance. And what I want you to understand is if someone offers something to you and says, you know what, I would love to have you write this article, or, oh, I would love for you to try out this position. I think you'd be good. Your inner critic will tell you, you're not good enough. Don't do it. What if you mess up? What if? What I'd like to share with you now is, what if you don't? How will you feel? What if you do succeed? Then what will happen? All your wildest dreams will come true. You would be happy, right? I love to quote Byron Katie. There's 3 types of business in this world. There's my business, the other person's business, and God's business. When God brings something into your world, it's not because we're expecting you, or he's expecting you to fail at it. He brings it into your world because either you're supposed to learn from it, or he knows you'll succeed in it. So do it. Do it afraid. The worst that's going to happen is you'll mess up. That's the worst. And if you mess up, what's going to happen? Either you'll be back where you started from, or you learn a lesson, you keep moving forward. Would you rather fall, learn the lesson, and keep moving forward? Or would you rather stay where you are and wonder for the rest of your life, what if? I encourage you to take one small step towards your dream, towards your goal. Just keep going forward. Or as Sally says, jump into your future. Jump. It can be a little jump, or it can be a big jump. Sally's jumping in strides. If you watch her on Facebook, she tends to be with me, which is kind of wild and wonderful, so that she jumps. What's the worst that's going to happen? You fall a little, but people who love you, like yourself actually, will pick yourself up. Someone else will help you. Get back up and keep going forward. When you think about procrastinating, just realize what you're doing is you're hesitating and therefore stifling your own dreams. You're the only person standing in your own way. Another thing I'd love for you to learn, it's again from Byron Katie, from The Work by Byron Katie. She says, ask yourself these four main questions. Yes, we jumpers stay together and we jump higher because we get springier as we're together. But Byron Katie says, when you have doubts or you get upset or when something is holding you back and you feel really anxious about it, let's say, if I did this with TNC, I'm not good enough. I should not do this show because on TNC Mental Shift, what if I mess up? It's a live show. I will mess up. Question one, is that statement true? I will mess up. Yeah, I'm probably going to mess up. Is it true? Yes, it's true. I will mess up. Number two, can you always say it's true? Well, I'm not going to mess up all the time, but I'm going to mess up a lot, I'm sure. Third question, how do I feel? How do you feel when you think that thought that you're going to mess up? People are going to laugh at you. How do I feel that I'm going to mess up on live broadcast? Well, it makes me nervous. It scares me. I don't like it. I don't want to mess up in front of millions of people. Number four, who would you be without the thought? Who would you be without the thought that you're going to mess up in front of millions of people and people are going to laugh at you? I would be a much happier person and a lot calmer to be on air if I didn't think I was going to mess up and people are going to laugh at me. So then why do you think the thought? I don't anymore. Messing up on a live stream like this just makes me more human. You like me more if I mess up. Thing is when you're online or if you're talking to someone or if you're doing whatever you're doing, no one else knows you messed up until you say, "Oh, I messed up. I'm sorry." No one knows. Or as Brian says, if you don't, you won't. It's very simple. And you will beat yourself up for the rest of your life because you wonder, what if I? What would have happened if I? For someone who's gone through a lot of health challenges in the past 4 years, I know what it feels like to be trapped in my head for over 2 years, wondering, will I ever walk or talk again? Will I ever get a chance to try a chance? Will I ever be able to do what I've always wanted to do that I never allowed myself to do because I was so afraid? I was given a second chance to be able to walk and talk again. If you don't know that story, go look it up. It's on my Facebook. It's on my, well, not my Facebook. It's probably in my YouTube channels. Go to my website, michellemras.com, michellemras.com, and go through my YouTube videos. Start looking through my Facebook, my YouTube videos. I've chronicalized what I've talked about. A lot of it is my story of being trapped in my head and what catapulted me to go out and be the global speaker I am, the author that I am, the coach that I am, is because I know what it feels like to be trapped, pretty much dead, knowing that I didn't live the way I wanted to live. And so I made it my purpose, my goal, my mission in life. I got to do my quote by Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, it's to thrive and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. I brought that up not because I thought the quote was pretty. I brought it up and I say it all the time because I mean it. When I lost the ability to talk and walk, I had nothing but regrets in my background. I regretted that I didn't try. I regretted that I didn't step. I regretted that I didn't trust myself to make a mistake. As Sally says, no one's perfect. We all mess up. Forgive yourself and jump again. Dust off your knees. There is no failure if there's a lesson. So as my My mentor says, Paul Sheely, he's my mentor. He says, repeat what you like. Don't repeat what you don't like. Now go again. Learn from the lesson. Be the best version of you. Go be brave. The life opens up when you're a little bit brave. When you stay in your comfort zone, play safe. What's going to happen is you start doing, what am I here for? I have no meaning. I'm so sad, or I'm miserable, or I'm so whatever emotion it is. It's because your soul wants something, and no one else knows that but you. Hi, Wanlu. No one else knows that heart. No one else knows what your heart is crying for. You do. And if you don't know, get quiet and figure it out. Find out in your heart what sets you on fire, what makes you so happy, what lights you up. Is it because you love being with children and you love your children, you want to watch them grow? Then be the best mother you can be. If you don't have children, you still have that craving, then be the best mother for other people that you can be. If you love sports and you want to help young men do whatever, then go do sports, help the young men do whatever it is. Brian, he's my partner on Denim and Pearls podcast. We're one of the sponsors in the corner. Where is that? Oh, there it is, right there. One of the sponsors in the corner. But there we are. There it is. There it is. Denim and Pearls. Anyways, he's my partner, my co-host on Denim and Pearls. He loves to inspire and, help businesses grow. Go out there and do that, Brian. Go do it. And we all have a different calling. We all have a different need. And when you look at other people and do, well, I can't do that. I can't do what they do. No, you're not supposed to do what they do. You do what you do. You see, as a speaker, I used to look at other speakers and do, well, I can't do that. Well, maybe I'm not going to be a speaker because I can't do that. And what I found, what brought me into the realm of global speaker is I'm me. Yes, I like to use my hands. Yes, I like to sing. It's part of me. It's who that unique me is. What unique you are you? And no matter what occupation you are, you can bring your uniqueness. There's something about you that makes you special in what you love to do. Bring it. And the reason I put in the title about the power of yes and that timing is crucial, and that's why I talked about procrastination, is when an opportunity is brought to you. I said that to the universe brings you, God brings it to you, a person offers it to you, whatever it is, divine timing. You are meant to say yes. So let's say with me, back to the TNC. I'm in a completely different time zone from the Philippines. I'm in mountain time, normally in Colorado. The time in the Philippines that I could fit, a lot of them were very bad for me, 2 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night for me, whatever. And the old me would have said, well, wait, let me think about it. And then someone else would have taken that 10:30 a.m. slot in the Philippines. And then I wouldn't have time for me to do it here in America. Divine timing. If I hesitated, I would have lost the time. And I wouldn't be here with you today, right now, on Mental Shift, TNC, talking to you if I hesitated and lost the time slot. Little things like that happen. Or the other way, you know what? I don't really want to go out right now. Then don't. I would really love to go out and do such and such. Then do. You never know what is waiting around that corner when you do something or when someone offers something and you do, oh, it's terrible. Now I'm in traffic. Well, listen, is there something on the stereo that you're supposed to be hearing right now? Is there someone in a car or someone at the other spot late and you're going to meet them and they're going to change your world? I'm going to talk more about that after the break, about all the divine timing that has happened to me since I've joined TNC. And I've got images that we'll share after the break. But what I want you to, come on, share with me things that changed for you because you said yes. Little things. You don't have to say anything big or elaborate, but think about it. What came into your world that changed everything about you or what you were about to do simply by saying yes? Now, with me, Denim and Pearls, the podcast would not have existed if Brian didn't say yes to me. We started on Facebook Live, just doing, motivational little talks to small businesses and entrepreneurs during COVID. We wanted to help all those small businesses that were struggling. And I said, Brian, we're always talking on this on your porch. Why don't we just bring it to everybody? Let's do it live. And he said, sure. He said yes. And since then, we have had Denim and Pearl shows, and we just keep going and going. We're helping people. We're changing lives because Brian said yes. After the break, I'd love to share all of the things that I've done since Denim and Pearls. And we've brought our live show of Denim and Pearls out to the world. We've brought it on tour, and I've said yes to other opportunities. And if you've ever followed me on my social media, those yeses have turned into huge, huge opportunities. The power of yes. A lot of people say, you need to learn to say no. Yes, you do. Say no to the things that are against your line. So let's say, I love to talk about your why. Why are you here? What sets you on fire, and why does it set you on fire? Why does it make you so excited? My why is I want to take the veil off of people who believe that they have to play small in order to fit in. I want them to take that veil off. I want to reveal who they are, truly are, and the power within them, so that they can go out powerfully and be the best version of them. That's my why. So when people offer me things as I go down my path towards my why, my purpose, if someone says, hey, would you like to do such and such? And I do, does that align with my why? Will it help me reach more people? Then no. Thank you for the offer. But I know a couple of people that might be pleasing to. Why don't you check with them? Or I say, yes, that is in alignment with me being able to help take the veils off of other people so that they can see the best version of them every day. Then yes. So learn how to say yes and learn how to say no's. You must know your why. Why is important. Now, we are going to go to break. And when we come back, Sally says yes to the Writers Retreat in March 2020 that catapulted into a chapter in the book, Hold My Crown. The book was in the lights on a billboard in Times Square. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the second half. And that is exciting and powerful. Yes, Sally, you did jump with me to go say, let's go on a cabin retreat. And let's help you build your story. And Sally's been on this bandwagon with me ever since. And we'll talk about the billboard in New York Square after the break. And Juan Lu joined TNC 2 years in pandemic. Yeah, it didn't prevent him from promoting Pinoy puppetry arts to the world through the puppet stories. Yes, the power of yes. The worst thing that could have happened is we could have just stopped, right, Juan Lu? We could have just stopped it, the puppet stories. But it's still going, and you're still changing lives, and you're still bringing smiles to the world. Sally's writing. She has 3 books coming out. One's already out. Then she's got 2 more. And then she's doing we're also going to talk about that too, Sally. We're doing a premiere of a TV show together on June 19th in Colorado. So stay tuned after this break, and we'll get more into what's happening in the world of Michelle Mras and Mental Shift and TNC and what's coming for the future of Michelle Mras and Mental Shift. So please stand by, and we'll be back right after the station break. TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go. We're inviting you to watch all our shows as seen on our screen. We aim to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. So now imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but TNC makes it easier for you. TNC our mission is to become a community where passionate people accept each other, share inspiration, and promote positive transformation. Our vision is to be a global 24/7 line stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Now, of course, don't forget to watch Mental Shift. We're here to talk about our experiences and encourage each other. So, to be unapologetic about ourselves. My show is every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time and Wednesday mornings at 10:30 a.m. in the Philippines. If you missed any episode, you can always go back to our replays. And if you'd like to have your own show or you'd like to sponsor my show, which that would be awesome, please contact our channel through private message. Now, more upcoming shows, just follow the hashtag TNCNow on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms. So enjoy our life-changing shows because we made them just for you. Well, hello again. It's been so long since I've been able to be here on TNC. You see, I took a hiatus from my show, not because I don't love my show. I love Mental Shift and I love TNC, but I'm working on something. Like, remember, I was talking about procrastination and the power of yes? One of the very first things I did and why I had to take a hiatus from TNC until July is I'm working on my doctorate. That's a lot of studying. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of research. And I started working on my doctorate. And as I got deeper in the work, I realized between me speaking and traveling and doing what I do and my doctorate, I was losing brain space for TNC. Now, here's the power of yes. I said yes to the doctorate. Then I had to say no to all the other things that kept my time and kept me busy from starting and finishing my doctorate. Not that I said no forever. So what I did is my inner critic first said, "Oh, TNC is never going to let you take a hiatus for so long. I mean, people like consistency. You have to keep your show going or you're going to disappear." Oh, hi, Karen. And what's going to happen is they're going to not want me back. But the other side of me said, "You will regret missing this opportunity. You really want your doctorate. You've got time. You better do it now." So I reached out to the powers that be in TNC. I went to Apple and said, "Apple, I need to take a break. I need to finish my doctorate. I'm on great momentum, but in order for me to finish as quickly as I want to finish, I need to stop some things that occupy my brain space. TNC, I love it. Mental Shift, I love it. But when I come on here, like I said earlier, if you missed it, I have a brain injury. It takes a lot of brain power for me to think and to interview people, especially people from all over the globe. So you have to remember, I had to partial out my time so I could finish my doctorate. And although my inner critic said it wouldn't happen, Apple said, yes, finish your doctorate. We'll be so proud and happy for you, and we'll celebrate with you. Come back. We'll wait. So here I am doing a special show for the TNC 2-year anniversary, and I will be back very soon. And the short hiatus I'm taking from Mental Shift and having all my guests is I'm finishing my doctorate. I work on my doctorate on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. See, I have scheduled time. And so that's what I'm doing with my Tuesdays and Wednesdays right now is I work very late into the night studying and writing. Yes, you have a brain injury and it hurts. And sometimes you really have to partial out your time. Now, I'm going to ask my back people to put up that first image. So I said earlier during the pandemic, Brian Swanson, my partner in Denim and Pearl, said yes to starting a podcast. Now, the next thing that came up when I said I wanted my doctorate, that's another yes. Now, the next yes that needed prompting is something called Amplifluence. And we'll put that logo up so you can see it and I can talk about it. There it is. Amplifluence. Amplify your influence. Now, I had a book that I put together of women called Hold My Crown Women of Grit, Share Stories of Resilience. And when the book was launching, I had great difficulty about launching that book alone. I wanted a lot of people with me. Well, I had my other authors, and my other authors in my book had books, and I wanted them to be able to showcase their books too. So, what I did is I did something I called the 100 Author event, where everyone launched their book together and relaunched their old books so that we could all sign them and we can all bring them together. Well, I wanted more than what we had. I said at 100 authors. So my publisher said, invite every author you know. So I invited all the authors I could find on Facebook that could get to Colorado Springs. And we called it the 100 Author Event. It was a huge success. I only got 35, I think 35 authors together in one room, but it felt like 100. It was amazing. And we all got to meet each other. We all got to learn each other's stories on why we wrote the book we did and the change we wanted to see in the world if our book got out into the world. My publisher was there and he said, what you just created was amazing. Look at the lights in their eyes. Look how happy you made these authors. You amplified them, their presence, and their books. We need to do this again. So we did it again in Texas. And when we went to Texas, there was a man who found me on LinkedIn. His name was Todd Westra. He's an SEO expert. And he found me on LinkedIn and he said, you know what? I would love to be a part of that. So I introduced him to my partner, Ken Roshan. Most of you will see him on my page called Dr. Smiley. And he's my publisher. He's also my photographer. And so the three of us started going across the United States with something called Amplifluence. Amplify your influence of authors, speakers, coaches, influencers, so we can help you. So basically, if you are going to speak about your message, you better write about your message. There's 3 pillars of monetization. If you want to speak about it, you better write about it. If you write about it, you better know how to monetize it. You better know how to make it work without you. So the 3 pillars are speak, write, and monetize it. Get it to be repeatable. That's what Amplifluence is. I said yes to this conglomeration of ideas and thoughts to come together. It all happened with the power of yes. Yes, I want as many authors together as possible. Wait, all these authors should be coaches. Wait, all these authors should be coaches and speakers. Wait a minute, every influencer we meet should also be a speaker and author. It just kept building. And so we've been going across the nation. Now, with that, we realized all these authors we meet have friends that are also authors who also need to be amplified. So we stopped saying just authors that were in the perfect publishing world. It's authors who want themselves amplified and they have a message to give to the world. Now, the next thing that happened that I said yes to is, what's the next? Oh, Dose of Hope. I was asked to write a chapter in a book. I'm a very busy lady. And Ken, my publisher, that's one of the first things he asked me to do. He said, can you write a chapter in this book? I was at the Ultimate Speaker Competition in Orlando when I met him, and he asked me to write a chapter. And I said, how big? He says, well, just answer the questions. There's a template. Can you put up that image, Dose of Hope? It's got a big smiley face. It's the next image of a book, Dose of Hope. And when they put that up, it was a chapter in a book. I didn't have time to write a chapter in a book. So what did I do? I wrote it right there between speeches during a competition. I answered questions. I wrote a little bit of my story. I did some trivia and I handed it right back to him. I wrote it on my phone and handed it right back to him. The power of yes. I didn't realize that by him reading that story, he would be so interested in all of my stories and he offered to publish my next book. That's how I got Hold My Crown, Women of Grit Share Stories of Resilience to be published. He found me because I did this Dose of Hope. 3,000 words that he asked me to do at a competition. I was in Orlando, of which I won, by the way, but I wrote it on my phone, texted it right back to him. I did it very quickly, texted it right back to him, and it opened a door. That power of yes opened the door when he saw that I could write something that quickly and that I took what he did seriously and answered seriously, gave him a serious story, that hold on, pain ends in my own life. He's like, I really like this woman. I like that she sees amplification. I like that she sees abundance in what she does. He offered me this story, and then he said, I want to publish your book. He's going to republish my other books. He's going to republish Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, my very, very first book that I wrote after my TED Talk while I was in full brain injury mode during my TBI. He's also going to republish It's Not Luck, Overcoming You, so you'll be able to get my first two books again. The power of yes is powerful. When someone asks you something, if your gut says yes, then do it. If your gut says yes, but what if? Remember, what if the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to be right where you are right now? Move anyways. Say yes. Figure it out on the way. Now, what's the next image that we have to share? Hold My Crown. Hold My Crown, Women of Grit Share Stories of Resilience. This book would not have been published if I didn't say yes to Dose of Hope. All of these ladies would not be in the book if I came up to them. Sally's one of them, actually. She was in the thread. If you didn't just say yes. I went to each of these ladies and said, you have a story. I would love for you to share it. You need to write a book. A lot of them said, ooh, I'm not ready for a whole book. And I said, well, then are you ready for a chapter in my book? Yes. And in these stories that each of us have shared, we're changing the world. If you want, you can order the book from me, or you can order the book from any one of these authors. We all have our own stash of books that we can autograph and send direct. If you're in the Philippines, you can go on Amazon and read the reviews about this powerful book, Hold My Crown, Women of Grit Share Stories of Resilience, because it's a power of yes. The power of knowing what to say no to in our lives that were diminishing us and hurting us or making us play small, to the power of yes, how we can change ourselves, transform ourselves, and become the best versions of ourselves by saying no to bad things in our lives and saying yes to ourselves. Hold My Crown and all these ladies would never have come together if they hesitated. I gave most of them 30 days, 30 to 60 days to write in a 3 to 5,000 word chapter. I didn't give them a lot of time. Why? Because the story was part of them. It was part of who they are. Now, fascinating is I have this really big habit that most people are very shocked. Actually, Karen is one of them who are shocked by it. I was asked to go for coffee. And the woman asked me for coffee, and I said yes. And she said, even with your busy schedule? I said, yes, I'm going to be home in town from this date to this date. Which one of these days fits your schedule? And she picked a day, and I met her for coffee. We had a wonderful conversation, her and her husband. So Mary Kay and her husband, Matt. And we shared each other's stories. We both have brain injuries. She had an internal brain injury. Mine was an external, caused from the externally. And we shared our stories. And at the end, she gave me her book, and I gave her Hold My Crown. And in that story, she read all of them, and she was so inspired that she drew a sketch. And she sent me a sketch of a lioness. And I said, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And she said, no, I'm going to paint it. If you can put up the painting, please. She painted this beautiful lioness with a crown. She said she was already inspired to draw something, but then she read the book and she saw this multicolored lioness with a crown. Hold My Crown is what helped her be inspired to draw and then paint this multicolored lioness. If you notice, it's multicolored. Why? Because I'm every woman, it's all in me. All the women of this picture are all in one here. And then she put the crown, because all women are crowns, all women are queens, and we all should be holding each other's crowns. Isn't that beautiful? The power of yes. If I had not met her for coffee on my very brief 2 days in Colorado, I would have never met her. I wouldn't have given her the book, she wouldn't have been inspired to make this beautiful piece of art with a crown on its head. This is the cover of my book. I've gotten permission to make this the cover of my dissertation once it's done because I'm every woman. It's my book. It's my story. My story is your story. And we're all together in Mary Kay's photo. And I wanted to share that with the world through my dissertation and share her gift with the world. Yes, it's awesome and it's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that picture. She might have a few more copies left too, so you might be able to write her. I'll tag her in this so you can write her directly and ask her if she has, I don't know, digital copies. I don't know what she can do with that. Yes, thank you so much, Karen. But same, I met Karen for coffee, and it was what? Just, can you meet me for coffee? Sure, I did, and we have this beautiful relationship. And then I've met her son, Aiden, who has a nonprofit, Aiden's Backpack Club, and so I was able to help her find more help for Aiden's Backpack Club so that we can expand that, we can amplify what he's doing to stop bullying in schools. Bullying in schools. There's a lot of bullying around the world, right? And not just in schools. So his nonprofit is a very powerful thing to be able to help support. You're welcome, Karen. So here's the thing about procrastination, the power of yes. Some people say yes, but don't mean it. Yes, I want to do that. Enthusiasm's common. Anyone can be excited about something. But what I want to share with you is that endurance, enthusiasm plus endurance, that's powerful. That is a rare quality. So when you say yes, I want you to have follow through. I want you to do it in the best version of you when you say yes. Don't keep looking for all the no's or how you can'ts. Look for the possibility and seek the possibility. For people who, let's say, learning to drive a car or learning to drive a motorcycle, learning to ski, learning to water ski, well, snow ski or water ski. Whatever you focus on is where you go. When you learn to drive, they say, keep your eyes on the road. Why? Because when you're driving, if you keep your eyes on the road, you stay on the road. But if you're worried about going off the side of the road and you keep focusing on the outside, on going off the road, you'll keep going off the road. Same with skiing, same with motorcycles. You will go where your eyes go. So keep your focus on what you really want. I really want to do this. I want to finish this. I have this goal. I want to do this. I want to finish. You go forward, look forward. Don't say, but what if I can't? If you keep looking to the what ifs and the what if I can'ts and who doesn't believe me, you're going to keep going off course. And then you're going to believe that you can't. Eyes on the road. Be focused on the goal, but be flexible on how you achieve them. Yes, love endurance and those who follow through. And then Sally also said, we never know who will walk into our lives, so you have to be open. Don't walk into a room and keep your eyes closed. Walk into the room and be open for the possibilities. Now, the next thing I want to share, because this is a huge possibility, huge thing that just happened. Can you put up the poster of Hold My Crown? That is Hold My Crown, Women of Grit Share Stories of Resilience, the Queen's Edition, on a billboard in Times Square, New York. This is enormous. It is enormous. It was on this huge billboard in New York. The power of yes. This time, it wasn't me. This time, that was completely not me. Okay. I was afraid to go to New York because it's a very big city and I've never been to New York. And the biggest city I think I've ever been to is probably Metro Manila. And I drive in a Uber, taxi. Someone else is always taking me around. This one, there's like, we need you to come out to New York for a fashion show. I do. Why do you need me at a fashion show? And my publisher says, Michelle, I want you to come to this fashion show. Don't worry, I'm a photographer there. I'll get you there. So I go to this fashion show. I only stay for one set with him, and they're like, "It's time to go. We have to go to Times Square." I said, "For what?" And he goes, "Oh, something special is going to happen for me, and I really want you there with me so we can film it for me and my friends." I said, "Oh, for you? Okay, we'll go. As long as you're with me." "Yes, I'm with you." So he brings me to Times Square and he says, "Film the board. I'm going to be taking pictures for my son, but can you film the board for me?" And so I went on Facebook Live and I was recording it for him when that popped up. My power of yes, I'll go to New York with you. Just don't leave me, brought me to be there with that board. I would not have even been in that vicinity. I flew up to be in Baltimore to get to New York by the power of yes. A woman asked me to come to her birthday party, and I said, "Sure, I'll come to your birthday party because someone else wants me to come up there anyways, and I don't know when, so I'll come up to see you and speak at your birthday party, and then that way I'll find out when they want me." It all happened from the power of yes. Ken, our publisher, he was helping a publicist out in New York, and he helped her a lot. She said, "Oh, what can I do for you?" And he said, "What you can do for me?" Most times people say, "Oh, nothing. It's I don't need anything." He said, "I would really love to help all these wonderful queen authors be in lights. Can you help me get their book on Times Square?" And this publicist said yes. And here we are. The power of yes. And now I have a budding friendship with her, and I actually met her at the Ultimate Speaker competition last year, July, at the Ultimate Speaker competition. The power of yes. She asked me to be in her magazine. I said yes. I didn't even know what her magazine was. And I said yes. And now, next month, I'm being featured in her magazine. Now, here's the other thing I said yes to. I don't have an image for it. I don't have an image for it. But on June 19th, Sally, Sally Were, she's in the thread, she and I both said yes to a event in Florida with Angel Tussey. We went there and then we both signed up to be on this TV thing. We didn't even really know what it was. Sure, we'll do this. We went out to Dallas and were interviewed on two television shows. The Power of Yes. We have no idea what it is, but yes, we did this. And now we're on two TV shows that are airing. And on June 19th, Sally Were and I are having a celebration pre launch party, June 19th, in Denver for the Zandra TV network. You're invited. Hopefully, we can figure out how to live stream it. But if you're in the Colorado area or can get to the Colorado area, come out. Come join the celebration. It's we're just having a party. Come join us. And maybe you can get, maybe one of us will have a book or two and you can get an autographed copy of our book. But again, Sally and I said yes together. I looked at her, she looked at me, we said, "Sure, let's do it." And now we've got this two TV shows that we are premiering on June 19th. And if you come, you get to see it. Well, Karen, I'll put the link on my actually the link is on my Facebook page right now. It's a beige poster that says TV premiere, Zandra TV, and there's a QR code that you can RSVP to come. Come, bring Aiden. He'll love it. But the power of yes, you never know who you're going to meet when you get into that room. When I went to Zandra's TV, Sally and I were doing makeup and everything, and the man who was taking pictures, he was taking the professional pictures. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see me in my, I'm wearing a white dress in my profile picture on Facebook. I think it might be on Instagram too. The man's a photographer for Zandra TV. He's also a musician who writes custom music. He heard me singing in the hallway. And then Zandra says, "Hey, Michelle can sing." And so he asked me to sing a few more bars. He learned my voice very quickly. And during my photo shoot while I was singing, and he said, "I'm going to write music for you. We're going to help you put an album out." The power of yes. Don't be afraid. Go be the best version of you unapologetically. Yes, Ken Rashawn is an incredibly special person. Oh, Karen. Oh, wait, what did Karen say? Oh, yeah, I remember her son was attacked he was being bullied, and he had to start this backpack, Aiden's Backpack Club, to help other kids get away from all this bullying and realize what bullies are doing to each other. Yeah, it's a horrible story because to see poor Aiden go through what he's done, and he's still going through it, but he's still helping people while he's going through this. Yes, thank you, Karen. I will always encourage Aiden and people, young people especially, like Aiden. But my mission in life is not merely to survive, it's to open and take the veil off of other people who believe that they have to play small, or who believe, well, something needs to be done about that, but not me. Someone else is going to do it. I'm very passionate to see people who say, why not me? That needs to change. Why not me? And Aiden's one of them. And yes, yes. Yes, if it is Father's Day, our thing on June 19th is Father's Day, but we figured it could also be a great celebration. Yes, Karen, I am also a singer. So the other thing I wanted to share is June 11th. If you are in Dallas, anywhere near Dallas, I am singing with the Prince, 1999 Prince, I think it's called 1999 Tribute to Prince Band. I'm singing with them at Texas Live on June 11th. That is Prince's birthday, and I will be introducing the band, and I'm going to sing 1999. You know that, I was dreaming when I wrote this, forgive me if it goes astray. That part, I'm going to sing the entry with Prince in the 1999 Tribute to Prince Band. Yes, I'm a singer, and Karen, if you ever make it to karaoke on a Friday night, I am a belting singer. I'm a Filipina. Of course I can sing. Now, I only got like 20, 30 seconds, so I want you to remember. Enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare. That's a quote by Angela Duckworth. Enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare. Be rare. Be the very special fingerprint different. Every fingerprint is different. You are different, like your fingerprints. No one else is like you. Be uniquely you. Bring the best version of you, whatever talent it is that you have, put it together. Bring it to the world and be uniquely you. There is power in the word yes. There's also power in the word no. Learn to differentiate which one you want to use. Because if it's going to grow you towards your why, say yes. If you're afraid, do it afraid. Learn, grow. I'm sure Apple was afraid when she was doing TNC for the first time, but she still did it. And look at all the lives she's changing by being brave and saying yes to possibility. Say yes to possibility. Understand that timing is crucial. Don't procrastinate. Use your gut. Your gut. God gave you that instinct to say yes or no. If you say yes, but, that's your inner critic. Argue with it and fix it. Do it afraid. Go be the best version of you. Be unapologetic. And we will see you on TNC replays for Mental Shift until July. Or go check out more of the shows on TNC because we're live streaming 24/7 and we made all of these shows for you. Go find your passion. Go find something that helps spark you on TNC's, all of our replays and all of our live shows. And then I'll see you live again on Mental Shift in July. So until next time, be the best version of you and stay unapologetic. And happy birthday, TNC. Thank you for being a live streaming show, many, many shows for 2 years and for many years to come. Congratulations to TNC and to all of the hosts on TNC. We'll see you soon on Mental Shift. My name is Michelle Mras, and take care. Next time you see me, I'll be Dr. Michelle Mras. Good night.